GMs, guys. Welcome to Chain Reactor. Ooh, I want some reverb on that. Chain Reactor. Peter, good lord, bro. First again. Dude, first at being first, like, incredible performance, sir. Incredible. Good morning. Choina, good morning. Assassin, good morning. Choose first. Dude. You should run with that. That's good. Man, I love that. Good morning. Good morning, Amanda. Man, hell yeah. Catching it when it starts is key. It's key to getting the alpha and the insights. I always wondered, like, is it like worth watching on, like, what is it? Like on, not on repeat, but like after the fact, right? Like, is the value in catching it live by the time you catch it? Is it already old news? I'm hoping it's still good to watch later on. I would think it would be, but dude, the weeks flying, the year, I can't believe we're getting close to half through the year. My kid's got like 3 or 4 weeks of school left and then done. It's mind-boggling. Ooh, no, that sucks, dude. Have you used that mempool sniping tool, like that marketplace? I got to remember the name. Magic Sat, I think. But you can basically snipe it back, but dude, that sucks. Makes me want to check my wallet and make sure I got the ones I was aiming for, but whew, yeah, that sucks. Dude, that sucks. That was a good price. We're going to talk about those two a little bit today. Really. Oh, that's cool. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense, Peter. Yeah, about the opal stuff and in those diff stone, whatever they're called. Got some thoughts on them. Actually, I've grabbed a few. Like, I like it. I'm going in anything Animoca, but there is something interesting going on as far as, like, the Bitcoiners, like the Bitcoin cabal, and how they feel about it. Super interesting. Gotta say, though, guys, like, really excited for the show today. It's, man, the two biggest topics are two of my favorite things in this space. It's Bitcoin and it's art. So getting a chance to talk about both of them and having them be kind of the main, maybe the main narrative of this space right now, man, right up my alley. I'm really excited about it. Bitcoin, too, one of the funny things about it is never thought I would be a Bitcoiner. Like, I just didn't think so. I was in crypto 2016, 2017, had Bitcoin then, and I lost it all. My exchange account got hacked, lost all my crypto, gave up back then. And I thought I would never get into Bitcoin again, like never have a way to get exposure to it because, man, I mean, you guys know how it's gone the past few years. But I try showing people now, maybe through stuff I've been getting into, through just, I'll cut to the chase. It's ordinals. It's all ordinals, and now it's runes too. But, man, you can't really mine Bitcoin anymore and do it in a way that is meaningful. Not the old way. What I try to tell people now is you absolutely can mine Bitcoin, and you can do it through ordinals, and there's probably no better way to mine it. So, interesting way to think about that stuff, but I love the ecosystem. It has gotten me back into Bitcoin in a way I never was before. And maybe the best part of it is getting into ordinals and starting to, like, try to understand the tech. I mean, I've never knew more about Bitcoin at a fundamental level, at a technical level. So, all in all, ordinals are such a huge win for the blockchain space. Like, not just the Bitcoin blockchain, but the whole thing going on here. Ordinals, JPEGs, even the fungible token stuff going on is such a big win. Yeah, you sniped those snipers right on back. Good morning. Good to see you, man. Good morning, Hulk. Great to see you, bro. Hey, Tickle, you made it, man. Sorry, I know you asked for a link. I didn't have a chance to drop it, but good to see you, man. Guys, you guys know Henry's my younger brother. Tickle Snarf here is my older brother. It is a family affair here for us here in Web3, and I wouldn't have it any other way. It's absolutely beautiful. Quantum Cat's pumping because, I mean, you know what? They don't even need a reason to pump. Supply so little, they just move. Udi's also shit-talking out on X, so good reason there. But there might be more to it. There could be. I mean, like, think of it, though, with how small the collection is, with how many people that are just holding, you can just assume the floor is always thin. Like, you could picture 5 sales away from, 5 sales between 0.35 and 0.42, and I made that up, right? I don't know how many were actually sold, but floors move quickly, and they move violently. I love just using that word. So looking for an excuse to use it. But especially in Quantum Cats, I always say that price will move violently. And we're going to see that price move one day from 0.42 up to 1 Bitcoin up to 2. Like, it's going to happen. I'm so sure of it. I'm so sure of it. Well, I get it, dude. You know what? Like, anybody who thinks it is a scam, I get it, because scams represent so much of the space. It does, so. Yeah, dude, I need to get Tickle on here. Dude is he is like about the smartest dude he is the smartest dude I've ever met in real life. Like, he does stuff IRL that is mind-boggling. Like, on the world stage, he's like a data scientist and a professor and like much more. Dude's like a certifiable genius. And he happens to be here in NFTs with us, so it's pretty damn cool. Guys, I'm going to get into the market stuff, get into our big topics today. I'm not locked into an hour. I can go as long as we want for the most part. So, yeah, I'm going to stay as long as we need to cover the topics. Maybe it is an hour. We'll see. But do me a favor, if you are watching on X, share out the show. I got to get a little tweet out here too, but share out the show. And I'll just say this. If you are watching on X, I just want to make sure you're aware this also streams over on YouTube on a brand new channel. It's a new old channel, but the newly rebranded SlamX. There is going to be some content that'll be exclusive here. So you do want to make sure you subscribe. The channel is SlamX Official. And so these morning streams, this is exactly where they go from now on. Used to do them on Inside NFTs, just as a little like a test. But I loved it. I had a great time with it. I think people are enjoying it. So it's officially a Crypto Slam show at this point. Again, on SlamX Official. More content coming here soon too, guys. So be on the lookout for that. But yeah, definitely make sure you subscribe. All right, so we're going to get to NFTs. Give me a second to get this tweet fired off. All right, we did it. Boom. Okay. So yeah, main topics today. Bitcoin. Of course, the ordinals that exist on it. Some price action there. Some floor prices like Tickle said. There's some movement, man. I mean, if we thought we were in for a long stretch of maybe a cooled off market here, I'm not so sure that we are. And part of that conversation is around just the building that's happening on Bitcoin and that lighting a fire, man, just getting people so excited. I had thoughts that maybe Bitcoin was going to dip into the 40Ks. That might have gone poof just in 24 hours here. It's getting really exciting out there, guys. Good morning. And yeah, let me drop you. Yeah. That's a fair ask. Super fair. Yeah, either retweet this or tweet out the tweet that I retweeted. Either way, do not care. All right, let's get into it. So funny enough, like NFTs in general, slow on the news front, slow on the market front. Still want to cover it, still want to give a quick overview. But most of the time will be spent on maybe protocols and again, Bitcoin, like a lot on that. Pulled up the market and not the 24-hour view here, but instead the 7-day view. Because in 24 hours, I actually see something a little more positive. But yeah, on the week here, the Forecast 500 NFT index showing we've lost 7.35% of the market's value, which is pretty substantial. Man, if I zoom out even further, I mean, look at this. A quarter of the market's value gone in the past 30 days. So absolutely a rough stretch here. But the one-day view is where it's looking okay. The fact that we're stabilizing a bit. Yesterday, the 24-hour view showed something more like a 2.5% loss. At this point, under 1. Honestly, I would count that as a win right now, considering just how crypto's been. NFT sales, another 2024 low. Bummer, but also who cares? Like, I mean, if you're in this the way I am, right, and I think we all are, it's just, man, we know the cycles. You're not setting new all-time highs every day. It's not up only. So yeah, yesterday, just over 20 million in cross-chain sales. Every metric, like across the board, everything down. Sellers, buyers, transactions, average sale price down. And I always point this out. I don't love it, but trade profits also down. Actually, you know what? They went up, still in the negative, but yeah, negative 1.3 million yesterday. Not as bad as the negative 1.9 million the day before. So moving in the right direction there too. So far today on pace for about 500,000 in the negative. I do think a lot of that's just losses on the crypto side. Floor prices look okay, and I do want to get into floor prices on ETH, on, I guess Solana, I want to sneak peek there, but yeah, Base we have to talk about too, because Base is getting really interesting as well. But yeah, looking at the leaderboard here, Ordinal's cooking. Node monkeys, man. I'm holding my thoughts for that for just a bit here, because node monkeys are also very interesting. A lot of people want a node monkey. A lot of people are hoping to get a node monkey. Those same people are starting to buy into node monkeys and FOMOing into them right now. It's pretty awesome to see. D-Gods, people really like the bridge to Solana, I believe. Although, you know what? One step deeper, and we need to look at average price. Because just because sales volume is up does not equal, like, demand necessarily. Doesn't mean price is up. This could be people just being like, ugh, enough with this moving around shit, like, I want out. And so, yeah, high volume can mean just that. A lot of volume, but price is coming down. So let's peek at average sale price here. Okay, average sale price yesterday and today so far, 4,800 yesterday, 5,200 today. But let's check April, what our average sale prices were. Yeah, I mean, you know what? Kind of in range. I mean, below it got much higher last month. We'll put it that way. 5,500, 5,700, 5,800, 6,000. So yeah, 4,800, whether that was today or yesterday, I forgot already. But yeah, price is actually down. Wonder if people are also looking for arbitrage opportunities going from ETH to Solana. Something to keep your eye out. Hey, thanks, dude. Dude, oh man, this one. I got this at VCon last year. Kong's got the best merch, dude. The best merch. I wear a Kong's hoodie almost every day. This one's like the comfiest, but Kong's have easily, dude, the best merch. Ain't gonna be no dip, bro. Yeah, but Tickle, yeah, actually, I hope you stick around for a little bit because I do want to get into Node Monkeys and the Merlin thing, but a lot of people, theirs are already unlocked and in their wallets, and I don't know if people are letting them go. Ordinals collectors are different, dude. They're like us. When I said earlier, hey, 1 Bitcoin, 2 Bitcoin floors, I actually believe, I just don't say it as often because it sounds crazy, but I actually think we're going to see 3, 4, 5 Bitcoin floors. A lot of other Ordinals collectors think the exact same thing. Why are they letting go right now for 0.4? Why would they? There's very few guys holding these that really believe that this is about as high as we can get. So, leading to that FOMO. Yeah, dude. I mean, a lot of them are in people's hands. So, definitely not 1,000 coming still. There's got to be a place we can check how many are left to unlock, but I'm seeing post after post of, yes, it's live in my wallet. No, I'm not listing. And there was another one breaking down how many are listed out of the ones that unlocked and like what price they were at. And there was like 3 that were listed under 0.4. There were like 4 or 5 that were listed over 0.4. But altogether, it was, I want a random number, but I want to say it was less than 10 that were even listed. So, you know, we'll see. We'll see. I'm not going to go over top sales. I think an OMB was your top sale, though, with like almost 3 Bitcoin. But I want to get right to Bitcoin because like everything in this space hinges on Bitcoin. It hinges on the price. It hinges on sentiment. And at least today we're looking like we're heading in the right direction past 24 hours. So Bitcoin up, Ethereum up, Solana up big, which Solana is the weirdest thing right now. I can't quite make sense of it. Maybe you guys who are in that ecosystem more can, but Solana took a bigger beating than everyone else, right? Bitcoin, ETH were down 2, 3, 4%. Solana was down 10%. Now on the flip side, those majors are up 2%. Solana's up 10%. Why the wild swings there? And is that all because of meme coins? Is that what it is? It's just meme coins brings a different kind of craze, different kind of action. I wish I knew. Things I wish I knew, guys. But anyway, Bitcoin, maybe we did find that bottom again. Because sentiment, man, I got to say, it's strong. And it's when you see headlines like this, how do they not get you fired up, right? So BlackRock saying sovereign wealth funds, pension funds, endowments are going to trade Bitcoin ETFs. So that's not even live right now. Is it priced in? Is that kind of speckle priced in? Maybe. But more money is coming, guys. More money is coming. Now we're going to get deeper into this too, but this was a big one yesterday as well. So you have Michael Saylor, who's inspired by what's going on here in Ordinals. And this man now building out a new protocol, his own maybe competitor to Ordinals, right? His own method of inscribing. But he's building out something called the Orange Protocol that has a great use case, like a necessary use case. This has the potential to be massive. I see it. I think a lot of other people are seeing it. Some people that I would expect to see it are not seeing it. But dude, this is a very, very big deal. The fact that we keep getting more and more significant people in the Bitcoin world that are adopting the ordinal mindset. They're adopting that idea that you can preserve stuff here. It's not just digital gold. It's much more than that. And I think Tyler's point here, spot freaking on. BlackRock's headline, along with Michael Saylor building on top of ordinals. Yeah, maybe don't sweat that 20% pullback. Like, maybe don't worry about it one bit. Because we would get those 20% pullbacks when there was no utility, no demand. And all of a sudden, those other things are ramping up. The demand is it is unlike any time before. The amount of money coming in is unlike any time before. And we're all worried about this 20% pullback? I don't know, guys. I just get more and more bullish on this stuff. And it's not drinking the Kool-Aid. It's, at this point, experience, feeling this space, feeling how it moves, feeling the cycles. This is a thing I'm very, very sure about. And those price predictions we all have for Bitcoin, we all believe it's going over 100K. I believe it. I've never believed it more, and I believe it's going much higher than that. I think I probably always got to say not financial advice here, right? That'd be smart. Not financial advice. You're just getting the opinions of somebody who's just been around for a while. That's it. Just like a lot of you guys. That's why I think when I say stuff, it resonates, because I think you guys know a lot of this already. So if I'm just giving you some confirmation, it helps. Hearing somebody else say this stuff out loud helps. And I like Gifted's take here. And also another big statement about Bitcoin. But the former president of PayPal, he said that Bitcoin is going to be the native currency of AI. That ties into what Michael Saylor is doing here too. It does. And Gift's point here, I agree. It is maybe the single most important asset in human history. As we get into this digital landscape, this digital ecosystem, and we have to worry about AI, what is real, what is fake, well, all of a sudden that ties into Michael Saylor's idea for a digital decentralized identity. Okay, so I listened to this 15 or so minute video, and I recommend you guys do too. I'll drop the video here. But he's talking about this protocol where, picture your email. How many times do you get an email that is spoofed? It looks very real, and you go and look at who it's from, and you're like, oh, okay, yeah, they got me. And how many times have you gotten emails where you did the same thing, and it still looked real, and you find out it's not? Okay, what he's proposing here is this digital identity system, which these already exist, but this where it's actually stored on Bitcoin, on this immutable ledger, the greatest ledger in the world. And so the Orange Protocol, that's what it is. Digital identity, these timestamps, these official stamps, and that's also what ties into AI, right? If people are saying that Bitcoin's going to be the native currency of AI, that is how. Through something like the Orange Protocol that assures you that this content you're receiving is verified on-chain and on the best chain. On the biggest, best chain. Okay, so here's a link to that video, guys. I believe that. How do you picture that happening? I do believe it. I do think BlackRock will probably fuck us eventually. I'm not a very trusting person, so yeah. When they control enough of this, and I think they already do, but when they control enough that they could crash the price, that they can manipulate the price, and again, they do already, I get really, really worried about that. I do. Hey, good morning, Eagle Eye. Good to see you, man. But again, sentiment around Bitcoin, man, for me, getting all-time high levels. So I'll drop this Decrypt article too because it's fantastic. But again, getting into like what Michael Saylor's vision is here. Oh, and here's the full name: MicroStrategy Orange Decentralized Identity Protocol. It's brilliant. It is needed. It is done on the right chain. Let me drop that here. Yeah, okay. We're on the same page. I mean, absolutely. That scares the shit out of me. I don't think they're on our side, like at all. I don't. But yeah, you got the Ordinals community kind of rallying around this. Michael Saylor specifically. It is bullish. Testament here to Casey Rodomore. This thing, poof, in Casey's head, invented it a year ago. And here it is today. And if you guys were collecting ordinals earlier last year, man, you saw the vision too. Probably had no doubt it was going to grow into what it is today. But now I think very mature systems and very important systems are going to be built out. Not on his ordinals protocol, by the way. Got to make sure that's clear. Saylor's not building this on the ordinals protocol. Even though this says on top. It is it's his own version of it. So that actually gets interesting if you have competing ordinals protocols, or I should say competing inscription protocols, right? Could that happen? Does that impact our ordinals bags? I would probably, like right now, argue no, because provenance matters above all else. I think that'd be like arguing if you had artwork on Ethereum that was minted in 2017 on Super Rare, and then there's a new token standard that comes out maybe from, let's say, Transient Labs this year. And let's say the Transient Labs one gets bigger and replaces ERC 721s. You know what I mean? Again, maybe not a perfect scenario, but I think the fact that the Transient Labs one gets bigger and is more widely adopted doesn't change the fact of those old historic ones. So I think no matter what, you've got old historic blockchain artifacts is what I like to call them. And they're a big deal. Udi doesn't like this, though. And Udi is the one that kind of consistently surprises me, and Udi is usually right. Now his point about the laser eye maxis is incredible because he's such a troll, and he just pokes at these dudes. He pokes at them, and I love that. He does not think that this is going to matter one bit. I mean, he says it's hysterical because no one's ever going to use this protocol for anything. It's idiotic and no one wants it. I disagree with him there entirely. I don't understand that take at all. But he loves that the laser eyes are going to be pissed, and they are pissed. Luke Dashier here. He is, he is a prominent Bitcoin developer. This guy wants to eliminate ordinals. Gone. He calls them spam. He's trying to have Bitcoin upgraded where it will not display inscriptions, right? Like literally kill ordinals. And I know he believes he's going to do it. Like he does think he's going to actually accomplish it. There's not many that agree with him, but I mean, that's something. Okay, it's probably a good time to say this tech is so early, guys. You need to consider that something like that could happen. You never know. You never know. So before you spend 20 grand, before you spend a quarter Bitcoin or a half a Bitcoin or one Bitcoin on like an asset, really think about it, how new this is. And the possibility does exist that they can fork Bitcoin and say, fuck you to ordinals. It could happen. Could. Tickle, if they are okay, if they're like ENS, if they're like ENS, which in a way I think they are, there's going to be a land grab there, I think, right? Preserving, the big names and making them buy it off you. Grab Google.btc, what I don't know, Google.orange, whatever they're going to call it. So, yeah, I think we'll get some kind of rush if it works that way. If it's less of that, where it's like an actual identity, it's more like it's just like in a way metadata that's stamped somewhere. Maybe there's no speculative side to it. But I did see comparisons to ENS, so I hope it is that. Dude, I'll go hard into that. It's awesome though, man. I love it. That is bullish building. That is bullish for Bitcoin, which is, again, digital gold that it now has utility and much needed utility. Yes, ordinals are kind of like, I don't want to say fake. It is fun utility. But digital identity stuff is needed utility. So I love it. And it's big and it's bullish. Right, exactly. Yeah. Those forks are not guaranteed to work. No, not at all. All right. Let's get into some NFT stuff. And just because we're on Bitcoin, let's start with Bitcoin ordinals here. Excuse me, guys. Node monkeys. Good Lord. Yeah, again, if you thought you were going to be able to wait and get a discount, I was doing exactly that. It ain't there. I've seen influencers, like Poppy is the one that comes to mind, but Poppy bought himself one, and he's tweeting about it, and he changed his PFP to his Node Monkey, and man, yeah, they still might dip back into the 0.2s, but I had a thought, it was more specific to puppets, but I thought puppets could get down to like 0.18, 0.19. That would require Bitcoin still dipping. Like, it just has to be like that bummer sentiment out there, have people being like, oh, are we about to enter a bear market? Should I sell and take some profits here? Like, we need that. Otherwise, people are just going to diamond hand these things. I'd like to see, like, the number listed on these, by the way. But yeah, to Tickle, to your point, Quantum Cat's absolutely flying here. Let's look at how many of those sold. Prometheans. I got to be careful with Prometheans at this point. Yeah, I'll just say that. Okay, let's look here real quick at how many are listed. Okay, almost 9% listed here in Bitcoin puppets. And let's see. Over 10% of the Node monkeys listed. Oh, but sales just flying. Yeah, I mean, I guess I don't always consider that Node monkeys is a high volume collection. It is. Sales flying. Still, though, you got to imagine that dries up at some point, and maybe there still are, well, not even maybe, there are still some Merlin assets to get unlocked. So, sales dry up, more supply comes to market. Price still can go down, for sure. But definitely, guys, keep your eye on, and here's what I told my brother Henry yesterday, because he's looking to get a Node monkey. It's like, well, should I wait a bit? Should I just get it? I'm like, dude, at that point, they were 0.35. I'm like, hey, if you get it at 0.35 and it drops down to 0.2, 0.25, what does that matter if we believe, and he's on the same page as me, we believe these are going to be 2 Bitcoin in the future? Does that 0.1 make a difference? Even 0.15? It's a lot of money, mind you, it is. But in the long run, does it make that much of a difference? And don't you just feel better like securing it? I don't think he bought, by the way, but that was our conversation. Quantum Cats, though, 130 listed out of 3,300. I suck with math, so I don't know what percent that is. The 300 would be 10%, right? Something like that, right? 330 would be 10%. Dude, Quantum Cats do not have many listed, and that's why they can move so quick. Now, you got this other thing going for Quantum Cats. Not going to stay on this long, by the way, guys. I'll move on quick. But at any point, these things evolve. These cats actually evolve so they can get new traits. And if you ever see a cat with a gold cape, which is not that guy there, it's a cool-looking trait. If you see one with a gold cape, that means it can be traded for a Taproot Wizard, which is the top tier of this like ecosystem here. They're the grail of the grails. Everybody wants it. Everybody wants a Taproot Wizard. So I look through this multiple times a day to see if there's any gold cats out there, and I would not be able to afford any unless somebody had it maybe on the floor, maybe. But I check my quantum cat every day. I'm always looking for that gold cape. And I'll just leave it here with, out of all those PFPs, all those ordinals collections out there, I am most bullish on quantum cats. Node monkeys are the crypto punks. I believe that. Quantum cats, I think, are something else entirely. They're not crypto punks, but maybe priced like a crypto punk. I just think they're special. I could see it. Bliffstone, interesting too. I'll jump ahead to that. But Bliffstone, very interesting. I listened to Yatsu yesterday from Animoca Brands. He was on Trevor's show. They were talking a lot about this whole ecosystem, this Opal ecosystem, bringing gaming and DeFi and all kinds of cool stuff to Bitcoin. And they said they're like, man, the demand they saw for Bliffstone, and yes, it is going to get a rune allocation, but the demand they saw for it got them thinking, hey, we maybe need to do a little more. Now, as far as what that is, they didn't say. But they were talking definitely like they need to give more utility and really bring this stuff into their ecosystem, like make these a bigger part of it. So I'm looking forward to some announcements about this, see what else they've got in mind, utility-wise, just all that stuff. And I grabbed a few of these yesterday and the day before. It's Animoca. With that said, I can tell you this for sure. The Bitcoin cabal, right? The Bitcoin influencers are full on rejecting this. They are. Now, T.O. and Leonidas, I kind of consider them cabal on Bitcoin, and they're not rejecting it. Again, they hosted Yatsu. But there's a different part, a different, more like kind of degen cabal in Bitcoin, and they want nothing to do with it at all. So very interesting, because otherwise I would have thought we would have seen these at 0.05 already, and they're not there. So, yeah, let's watch this play out in the dynamics and what kind of announcements we get. Choina, I don't know, dude. It's a weird one where I agree, and I also just, man, it's part of the space. I hate that I really dislike that with ENS, I bought some stuff hoping for whatever, like hoping to be early and make some smart plays, and, the way they change things, they're worthless. But I get it, too. Assassin, what was that part about, the careful part? Good morning, M1. I probably say your name wrong, by the way. Prometheans. Bullish. Yeah, that's correct. There could have been a third, but I think you're right. I think only 2 gold capes so far on Quantum Cats. I got a theory that maybe most of them are going to get one, too, if you complete the quest that they have. Like, maybe that is a layer that can be revealed. Yeah, maybe. Wishful thinking, more like it, but yeah. Oh, about Prometheans. Hang on. Okay. I just got to be careful. Sometimes I do happen to, like, sometimes I have a good feel or grasp for what's what they are. And all I can say is I just know that their intention, they're not just to drop a rune and then be gone. I mean, it's definitely to have, a presence in Bitcoin, to have something, to have an asset. I can just tell you it's top of mind. But yeah, I'm bullish on Prometheans. I am. All right, let me see Bitcoin wise. Oh my God. Hang on, guys. This is not breaking news for you guys. You've seen it. But anybody who hasn't, this is for you. If you've been trading Bitcoin ordinals, guys, you got diamonds coming over on Magic Eden. They're live right now, in fact. And dude, they are a good amount of diamonds. Like my diamonds here, way more than the diamonds I got for my my ETH trading. Like way more. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Dude, spam those lightning bolts. But yeah, okay, again, if you didn't claim those diamonds, go get them. The speculation is that these diamonds are going to be tradable for that NFT fungible token, which, I mean, like a legit fungible token that you can trade on DEXs and maybe centralized exchanges. So I would definitely be claiming those diamonds. In fact, I believe diamond claims are not open like infinitely. So claim your shit. All right. Art. Dude, today's just an extra fun show for me. I've not had any great reason to talk about art lately. It's been, man, we've just seen NFTs had not been cooking. So, of course, when NFTs aren't cooking, art is not. I was recently feeling a cycle maybe coming back to art. It's not quite there. But at least some milestones give us something to talk about. And then the Tezos conversation, man. I'm very, very passionate about Tezos art. And there's a heated discussion coming there. All right, let me get set up. Also, a reminder, share the show, like, drop comments. All that stuff helps in the algorithm out in the Xverse. They are, I believe, Choco Bear. I think they are. Because remember, they did inscribe... Yeah, they did have a parent inscription. You know what? I'm going to be honest. Parent-child is not the same as recursive, right? If it's the same thing, then it's an absolute yes. But I remember they inscribed the parent for this collection. Yeah, so that definitely happened. But guys, big milestone yesterday in the world of art, and that is the legend Beeple. The freaking legend Beeple, guys. 17 years of creating art. At least one piece of art every day. Like, what? That is so hard to fathom, guys. Like, it's so hard to freaking fathom. In my experience at this point, making some type of video content every day for 9 months, I cannot imagine having the stamina to do that for 17 years. It doesn't matter what's going on in your life. And guaranteed, he's had some shitty days over those 17 years and still found a way to put out a piece of art every day. It's mind-boggling and it's inspiring. And so, like, when I say Beeple's inspiring millions of people, man, he's not just inspiring other artists, which he absolutely is. Like, this guy is inspiring a whole army, a legion, the entire world of digital artists. They know who Beeple is now. They learned that what the power of NFTs are, the potential of what they can be. They learned that through Beeple. They see a guy finally, for the first time ever, being successful as a digital artist, but on his own, right? Like, very much independent. Guys, I mean, it's such a special thing that we're a part of, that we are watching be birthed here. And sometimes you just got to say that and remember it and appreciate it. Because we get so caught up in the PFPs and the cycle of this and, what token is hot. And it's very easy to forget that we are in a movement. We are in a chapter of the art history books. We are. And that's not being hopeful. That's not hopium. That is not us, like, just trying to glorify our bags, and hope the value returns. Fuck the value. What's really happening here is historic. This art renaissance, and it's digital art and all kinds of different sectors in there. It's AI art is literally being born and played out here. It's generative art. This is a real art movement. Again, history books will talk about this period and the creativity that's coming from this. And I got to say, this creativity, combined with, to be honest, a psychedelic revolution that's going on out in the real world, there's something very special happening here. Combine all that with the metaverse, and guys, I mean, what we're watching being born is just what populates the metaverse. It's super special. Beeple is a big part of that. And I got to I got to stop saying give flowers. But guys, the OG crypto artists, every bit as important as Beeple. Beeple got the sales. He's got that mass appeal. He is wild. He's got this edgy shit. But the crypto artists who saw this space as a canvas to imprint a message on the blockchain, something that now has provenance, guys, provenance, and permanence. Those guys saw it and they're like, this is a tool for us. Yes, to preserve our art, but more than that, to preserve a message. Crypto artists deserve a lot of credit for showing what can be done here. I'm talking Coldie, Xcopy, Miss Al Simpson, Josie, Robness. All these guys I learned of through NFT boxes. Quasimondo. And there's so many more. Trevor Jones. Guys, there's so many more of these OG crypto artists, these pioneers. And they deserve a lot of... The history books will write about them. Those guys, I know they sometimes feel underappreciated and forgotten. They won't be. They absolutely will not be. But man, what a special freaking time. It really is. I hope everybody does appreciate that. Oh, get out of here. DJ Hulk, what is that? Didn't realize he did that stuff. I mean, it would make sense, but didn't realize it. This guy's amazing. He's a dude. Okay. I want to interview plenty of people. I also don't care. But he's a dude I absolutely want to interview. I would love to shoot the shit with that guy, man. Like you wouldn't believe. Little comment just came through. It's pretty interesting. It's back to Bitcoin. I don't want to go back to that yet, but it's pretty interesting. Anyways, I need to know something from you guys. Need it. I need you guys right now. Are you art collectors? And if so, do you think that's hyperbole? Do you think we're actually in a very special time for art? Or do you think that's literally just people pumping their bags? I gotta know. And what I mean also by like a special time for art, I mean, man, I have this belief that everyone, I mean this, when mass adoption comes, like everybody's like, has some blockchain exposure, that everyone's going to collect art. Everyone. I'm not even kidding. Everyone. I'll tell you this. Hick at Nunk, if you were here in 2021, by the way, people with a very sweet message out to, kind of the community here. But if you were here in 2021, when, yes, crypto art was finally catching on with a bigger audience and Beeple was making his $69 million sale. If you were here then, you also saw the birth of Tezos art. And man, the Tezos stuff, wow, what a story. It does something tickle with art that I just don't think was possible somewhere else. Which is... it just makes it accessible. I think it's exactly what you're saying here. Hick at Nunk is what showed it to me though. Again, a belief that everyone's going to collect art. My wife, my kids, my family, everybody's going to have something that they're like, oh, that's cool. Click, free to claim, buy, I've got some art. And then eventually they'll realize they can trade it for free with somebody. A friend likes the art. Well, they send it to him. They give it to him. They gift him some art. But Hick at Nunk is just what showed me a little something different where, to me, I always felt like we'll start collecting and then trading art like we do like basketball cards and baseball cards. I mean, let me pull up. And I'll tell you, I hope Tezos can get back to the old days where art was incredibly cheap. And it did work more like trading cards in a way, right? Like, man, you were just like all day long shopping around for things that were 10 cents, a lot of this stuff for free, and building up this humongous portfolio, again, of fantastic art, supporting these artists while they're growing their chops and getting exposure. You're sitting here collecting this like massive catalog of just fantastic art. And again, sharing with your buddies. And that part was really real. The sharing part. Putting people onto your favorite artist like you do your favorite song or band. And then giving them something to get them in. To like win them over. Dude, if you were in that space and if you did that, you felt that was a very, very real organic thing happening. And that's something I do see in the long run will just be a staple, like not just of the space, but of the world. Again, I think everyone's going to have huge collections of art like this kind of stuff. And they're going to be happy to trade it and collect it. And it's going to be a beautiful thing. Now, Tezos, will that be over there? Man, spicy. Oh my God, spicy freaking conversation popping up yesterday about that. And it's one that's been bubbling up and we have to have, and I'll get into it here because we should. Man, it's really important. See, okay, behind the scenes, I've been asking this question like crazy, especially with my buddy Biggie Poppins. But I can tell you, a lot of people thinking this. Eli from Proof. Oh my God, deja vu. We didn't talk about this yesterday. Did we? Guys, did we talk about this yesterday? Dude, it was so amazing. Dude, an amazing onboarding tool. Literally, I mean, but yes, because it was so affordable, anybody could do it. So yeah. Absolutely. Yeah, dude. You would just call it Hen because nobody knew Hicketnunk. Man, you guys were there. That makes me so happy. It is. It used to be, dude. I miss Tezos. And I hope they're on their way back, dude, but yes. You know what, Tezos, the thing it had going for it, it was so affordable. It was so cheap. And you built out these really cool events, and it had that, like, early thing. It had that early thing going for it. Like, you felt like you were in something that nobody else in the world knew about. So it had a little extra, like, electricity. But the magic of Tezos early on, it's the free mints, and it was the cheap mints. It was feeling like you had, like, you had more direct access to the artist, too. The community was something extremely special back then. It very different from now. But there were big-name artists that would come over and drop work in progresses, right? And I think that's awesome. I kind of think Tezos should be that. This is where you drop some stuff like your practice material. It should be good, too, right? But this is where you drop practice material and people can grab it for super cheap. I mean, it's fine if it's used for this, but I don't think Tezos is the chain for high-end art. But if we get back to that, like your favorite artist dropping sketches and ideas and stuff like that, and they're one Tez, like $1. That's the magic. That was the spirit of Tezos, as were the events. You know, God, what were they called? Hen 100, Hen 1000, right? All these events. Oh, Object for Object, right? You remember those? And just events where artists were encouraged to mint free works. Huge supplies. Get it out there, mint them out. And then after the fact, they were such great artists and such great pieces of art that those free NFTs had a ton of value. People made a fortune in that stuff. And a fortune maybe relative in that little cheaper ecosystem, but people loved it. Absolutely loved it. Okay, so you got Eli here from Proof. If given the option, would you burn your Tezos art NFT 1-1s for ETH equivalents? I'll tell you what, dude, I would have said yes. I cannot say yes after seeing Zancan's opinion, not that other people's opinion... I don't know how to say this without sounding shitty. Not that other people's opinion should matter, but, okay. Consensus from the artist and the community is what decides what is like the real piece of art. If Zancan doesn't recognize something you were to burn, you know, like either Teleburn or Bridge or whatever, if you move it to another chain, if he doesn't recognize it as his, well, I think that stands. So Zancan doesn't like that idea at all, and it sounds like he's getting pretty upset that people want to move stuff off Tezos. And I think he's just not understanding the why. So I ask this question to you guys now. If you own art on Tezos right now, first off, do you want to move it over? Are you happy with it just sitting over in Tezos and feeling like it's, I don't know, in a dead ecosystem? Are you fine with that? Or do you want it? Do you actually want it on another blockchain? And Zancan's being a smartass here too. We got to read his comments, but I'm really curious, guys. I'm at the point where I don't go to my Tezos wallet for anything, but I want to see my art. I don't like my stuff being in a dead ecosystem, that the stuff I love is just sitting here in something that just there's no life or energy to it. And that's a big part of it. But maybe that's not a very mature take, because you buy the art because you love the art. It should end there. But for whatever reason, for me, it doesn't. I do want it elsewhere. all due respect to Zancan, I do want that art somewhere where I feel like is permanent. Maybe that's it. My biggest fear is that Tezos is not permanent as I once thought it would be. Right? Blockchains don't necessarily last forever. They don't. There's a cost to running them. And if at some point people are like, why are we paying this when nobody's using the chain? Well, do you really want your art there? I love Tezos, but man. I really hope it plays out that way. Because they deserve it, dude. I mean, what happened there? From Hiket Nunk to, is it Tia? I just can never pronounce that one, but the community-run version of it. To then FX Hash. What happened there is just, it was a really special time for art. I'll tell you this. If generative art is resonating with people, and obviously it is, it was, I want to say this, and maybe this sounds crazy. I don't think it was Ringers that did it. I don't know that it was the art block stuff that did that per se, although it did. It lit the fire. But to me, it was Hiket Nunk and FX Hash that made that stuff very accessible. Art blocks was so exclusive that as much as I wanted to learn generative art, well, first off, I didn't understand it. I didn't get it. And I would have never understood it through art blocks because it was so inaccessible. But on Tezos, it was accessible. I was able to at least buy some and then sit with it and play with it. And so like Schwembler, his art, I would sit there and click iteration after iteration and outputs after outputs. And eventually it clicked. I'm like, oh my God. Beautiful collection. It has a cohesive theme. It has cohesive stuff to it. But all of a sudden, you might strike something that is rare. Out of the 1,000 times you clicked, one of those clicks had a, different color, different shape, different something that made it, set it apart from the rest. And somehow, some way, maybe it was even a little more beautiful than the rest because of that, because of the chance involved with it too. It just took time. I would not have figured out generative art if it wasn't for, I'll say more specifically, FX Hash. Hen is definitely where I started learning and understanding. I'm like, oh, I get it. I'm starting to be able to see code as far as, that's clever code. I've not seen somebody do something that looks this way with code, or I've not seen something that renders like this before. All those kind of things. I've not seen somebody make an interactive piece in this way, the way you interact with it. No, I've not seen anybody do it. There's so many different elements to that type of digital art, but generative art. And again, if it were just art blocks, never would get it. Still, to this day, I would not understand it. But because of Tezos, I do. And so Tezos, really, really special. So now with that said, though, guys, do you want your art to live on Tezos still? And man, I kind of, I want Tezos to be back to its glory days. I want Tezos to be special. And right now it's not. I do see some signs that they're trying to make the right decisions. They are, yeah. They're bringing in, they're hiring people. Cosmos, which was that? Was that a Zancan piece? Or it was either, I'm going to guess, it's either Zancan or it's Haterokit. That's what I'm guessing. The Tezos Foundation is hiring people that are big in the community, who have been supporters of theirs for years and years and years. That's the right move. Their problem is marketing. Their problem is supporting, I think, the space. If they can turn that around, I think Tezos can come roaring back. But again, for now, if I had my choice of having my Zancan collection, which is substantial, I've got a lot of Zancan pieces, and I love it. I love this man. I love his work. First and foremost, above anything else. But I'd rather have his work right now probably on Bitcoin. And he would not have that. I'm sure of it. Okay, with that said, okay, you know what's funny? Maybe I'm changing my mind in the middle of this. I will admit all the time if I'm wrong, if my mind changes. Here's what I'm thinking. Part of the beauty of the piece of art is where it was minted. The process, right? What's the word I'm looking for? Maybe I just leave it at that. The way you mint and where you mint and the community that was around the mint is part of what makes the piece beautiful. In a way, it does. So maybe it will feel funny plucking it out of that environment and putting it somewhere else. It just feels like it's like in storage now, as opposed to living in the place where it was born. There's something to that, okay? I'm starting to get sentimental now that we're talking art. Damn it, guys. My whole thesis gone. I still do want it on Bitcoin, but man, it's just, There is something sentimental about the art living and dying with a chain. Right? Am I right about that? Provenance. That beautiful word. Yeah, actually, yeah. That's it, dude. I have such an attachment. Like the Tezos era for me was my favorite. Although, I got to think maybe things have come since that I've loved, but to me that was my favorite era, was Hicket Nunk through the first year of FX Hash. Very hard to top that. Although I'll say this time in Bitcoin Ordinals has been very special too. So maybe it's a close second. There's so many milestones. One day it'd be fun to just I'll share our war stories. We got to figure out a way to do that, like maybe a group chat in Discord. But for all of us to share our kind of NFT journeys would be a lot of fun, guys. Yeah. Well, it ain't cheap, but also I know they dropped the price. It was 0.03. I think at this point it's 0.02 something. I'll be really I'm starting to lose my voice, but I'll be really real with you about that one. I think, sorry if somebody that works with the team is watching and if I'm wrong about this, but I think they artificially inflate his secondaries. Just being honest. Here, I'll explain why. Hang on. Uno momento, sirs and mems. Okay. Dude, it is. If you're talking about the UE, I can't say his name. Yeah, if you're talking about that one, cheap on OS, yeah. Here's the thing. And I could be totally wrong about this. Very likely I'm wrong about this. But when that collection minted his last one on Ethereum, middle of the bear market, and he did something nobody else could do, which was mint out and see his secondary rocket, right? Okay, I know he's famous IRL. I know he's got big-time collectors, but it didn't make any sense, especially seeing the price now on OpenSea. The fact that it's way down. And I'm not sure about this, but I think it's under mint price. Something there just felt fishy. Something there felt artificially inflated. This is through live art, right? This is with Ledger's name and maybe CoinMarketCap or Cointelegraph or there's some big names involved in this. So they bring in a big artist. I think they have this duty to make sure it doesn't fall under mint price, because that looks bad for them for an art platform like live art, and live art is big. I very much felt and still to this day believe that is artificially propped up right out after the sellout and on secondary. Again, could be wrong. I don't want to put that out as I know anything. I definitely don't, but it didn't feel right for how dead the market was. Dead. Nothing was minting, and if it minted, it was dead on arrival except for that one. It doesn't make sense. But I bought one of these thinking that the same thing's going to happen. There's no way it goes under mint price, so yeah, I'm going to get one. I might go get a second. So, sorry, I don't know why I keep popping up the same things on screen here. But that's a great mint. And is that dropping today? When does that drop, actually? Let's peek. Man, I could talk art all freaking day. And I want to get some people on. I'd love to get Zancan on sometime to chat. I wonder if he'd do it. Oh, May 8th. Okay. Yeah, May 8th. I'd love to get Zancan on. I was thinking about inviting a guest up today, Jared from 8nap, see if he would want to talk about this stuff. Whatever. At this point, I got it. What is that? What is Jundaboom? Who's Jundaboom? I like the name. Oh, very nice, Tickle. Yeah, I think it's a very smart play. I mean, just very smart, dude. I got a Patrick. I I'm trying to remember the name of his collection. I did get a Patrick Amadon mint, one of the Bitcoin ones. What are they called? Disobedience. Oh my God, I can't wait. I think it should be in my wallet today, he said. But yeah, I got one. Super excited about that. Oh, cool. Okay. Man, I love Tez. Dude, I had a for the UE whatever. I'm so bad with names. I'm sorry. Had a pre-sale like a pre-sale link for 0.016. I mean, at that price, you can't pass it up. So, I got so much to get into. Let me move on from art for now, because guys, there's Friendtech V2 launching today. There's Fantasy Top I want to talk about. I want to get to base briefly. Let me see if I can do these kind of quick. And with that said, I got time. I just don't know if my voice is going to last. It's weird. I'm doing enough shows now where it's like affecting my voice. It's weird. Okay, let's do base really quick here. Okay. First off, base. VCon tickets for this year on base. Pretty cool. But Hill Dobby here, great point. And it's something we've been talking about here because we've been watching base NFTs. You know, wondering where the hell the volume is? Like, where is it? Okay, so Hill Dobby showing here, there were a few days where base volume was over 1 million. This was like leading up to the Magic Eden integration, and we all thought it was going to cook. I certainly did. Man, but nothing. Dead. What the heck happened on base, guys? Yeah, I don't know. No bigger point than that other than base right now not living up to expectations, and it's kind of a bummer. Also, you've heard my thoughts, I think, before. I think base is where art goes. I think base is the next Tezos. I hope it is at least. To me, it's close enough to ETH that it matters, and it's backed by something substantial enough that I think it's not going away, right? I would love to see the Tezos community thrive on base. Zancan's minted there. A lot of the FX hash is integrated with base. I would love to see that. I'd be okay with that. A Tezos to base bridge. I'd still prefer Bitcoin, gonna be honest. So, yeah, man. I mean, base has got such an opportunity. If it weren't right now, let's say this. If Blast didn't exist, I think base would be cooking right now. I feel that. I feel like that's pretty true. Even though it's all wash trading and stuff, I just think it's got attention. People like NFT attention is over on Blast and just farming and farming and farming. But I think without that, maybe Blast is doing something a little different here. Okay, now more on base. Friendtech V2 is launching today, supposedly. Although these guys are like, I know they want to be like master trolls and shit talkers. It feels so forced. Like their little shtick here on social media has not been working for me, like at all, like at all. Yeah, just again, it feels forced. Whatever. They got V2 coming today. Here, let me close some tabs. We're in tab hill. Okay, Friendtech V2 coming today. You had CB diving in, finding some contracts related to it, finding some token info. Okay, so found their smart contract, a ticker called Points. It's actually Points is what he found. All right. In the smart contract, he found something called clubs. So maybe there's a way that, as you're buying people's keys and you're like subscribed to them, there's a way to join forces here. So multiple people that are part of clubs and something that's shared even more broadly, and maybe you get some kind of buff if you're doing clubs. There's something there. There's definitely something there. So yeah, that's coming today, guys. And by the way, CB ultimately came out with this, that Point's probably a test and that Friend is probably the actual ticker. So just a heads up about that. Now, as far as points go, and actually I'm curious if you guys are on Friendtech. Are any of you there, and are any of you actively trading keys? Because I'm kind of curious how many points do you have? I want to see what it is people are working with. Interesting here, though, this morning I checked it. Dude, it was down, $2.48 up to $3.71. I kind of wonder what happened here all of a sudden, or why it tanked earlier. Curious about that, but holding up pretty well. I think, if I remember right, I've got like 3 points. I think that's it. But I haven't logged in forever, so I'm kind of curious to check it out. Be cool if there's something there. But are you guys in the Friendtech ecosystem, and are you stacking points, and do you believe in this SocialFi platform? Just curious in general. I am seeing more talk, though, about SocialFi, but not on Base. Instead on Blast, and I actually agree with it. Real quick, though, Brett has a thread here. It's actually, I think, a pretty good thread. And let's see if I can zoom in here a bit, but I think breaking down some more stuff that's in this new Friendtech V2. Okay, so some point stuff. I don't care. Money clubs. Huh. And best friends. Staking tokens. Okay, manages staking of tokens and distributes rewards. Yeah, I mean, the V2 is going to be very different. It's not just find person you like, buy their key, access their chat. It's alliances and clubs. It's like personal fan clubs, right? And then just degening with tokens all around that ecosystem. It's interesting. I'm a believer in SocialFi. I can't say I believe in any one platform yet, so definitely not a believer in Friendtech, but it's cool. I like seeing the building. I like seeing the growth. Hello, Happy Meal. That's about it. Probably not even that. My son went to Burger King yesterday. He's like, Dad, $10, crazy. I guess, dude, it would just cover that. It would just cover his Burger King. Okay, but Fantasy Top, guys, man, it's making the Spidey senses tingle. It just is, dude. It just is. Okay, so Eddie here. What if Fantasy Top outperforms Friendtech? I believe it. It's like, dude, Fantasy Top is just perfection. In the biggest degen ecosystem, right? In Blast, in this thing that encourages just trading, just shitty, and I don't even mean that in a bad way, but shitty trading, just farming. Okay, but people are eating it up because it involves your favorite influencers, because there is actual money on the line here and people are making it. So War Daddy breaks this down a little bit. He's got a cool video, but breaking down how the mechanics work, buying the packs, cracking it open, getting your team set, how do the points work, what do the head-to-head matchups look like. It's a pretty cool video. In fact, I don't want to I don't know how this works if I can show his content. Probably could. But yeah, basically, buy your star lineup, and then you're going head-to-head against people. You're entering tournaments. And I think the first tournament is starting here soon. God, I would like a pack. This is appealing to me, man. I don't even like the influencers, but I want to play this. It seems fun. But yeah, I mean, buying and selling your favorite influencers, they're making you money, and there's value to this stuff, guys. There is. This card sold for 4 ETH. Do I got that right? Yeah, almost 5 ETH. So those top tier guys that are going to earn you points, yeah, a lot of money in play here. And then just keep in mind, it's going to bring something else. Okay, this is interesting. This is going to make it such an unpredictable thing. Okay? Because now influencers' accounts are getting botted not by themselves, but by the people who own their cards. So X accounts are getting botted like crazy, and you know Elon is cracking down on the botting. Jared, dude, I just was, I don't know if you just got here, but I was just talking about you. I think I mentioned your name, but I was talking art. And I'm like, man, I need to get somebody like Jared up here to talk. And I'm like, I should have done it at this point, too late. But I'm like, I need to start getting people up here, like subject matter experts. Would have been awesome to have you here. Talked Beeple, top OG crypto artists, and how they're changing the world. Honestly, I think that's like exactly the words I used. But also this really interesting chat about Tezos. Like Eli's tweet yesterday asking if people would want to, burn their art over to Ethereum. Anyway, it was a fun chat. I would love to go down that rabbit hole again if you're ever down for coming up and having that chat. Yeah, as if I'd have a card. but okay. The point there is, Elijah, there's no link. You got to go to his profile. I'll find that real quick. I'll drop it in the chat here. I take that back. On the Bitcoin side, there's no link. You just got to DM him. On the other chains, there is like actual mint dates. Hang on, let me drop you the link though. Okay, now while I'm doing that, I'll keep going on about Fantasy Top. Okay, gamified system, all these bots in the ecosystem. There you go, by the way, Elijah. Just dropped a link. Okay, gamified ecosystem. People are incentivized to bot up accounts. You see all these posts recently about like big name influencers and their accounts getting suspended. Bet you it's from this. I don't see how this doesn't end poorly. Fantasy influencers botting accounts, like just shit posting to the max just to get those views, just to get those points, just to earn those rewards. I don't see how that ends well. Okay, so just like with the Tezos thing and I changed my mind live, I'm doing that here, where I was bullish on Fantasy Top, and now I'm not. Because it's going to end in a shit show, and everyone's going to get banned, and no one's going to make money because your whole team's invalidated. This is going to be awful, and I'm here for it, too. I'm here for it. Hell yeah. Okay, cool. Then I'm going to come up with some kind of like art thing. We're gonna find an art discussion and get you up here for that then, and over the next week if you got time. But yeah, Jared, this is a brand new show, by the way. This is now a Monday through Friday live show, so just a heads up about that. Oh, interesting. Dude, I hear YOLO games. I hear people like it too. Yeah, big believer in the Blast ecosystem, by the way, like huge. It's barely gotten started over there, but it's going to cook. I believe that. All right, I'm just skimming my notes, guys. I'm seeing if there's anything else that we didn't hit on. I really think we got it all. Weird day. Like there was some kind of like you saw at the beginning. There are some bigger stories and headlines, but it's not like a very active day out there as far as news. You tell me though. Have I missed anything big? Hopefully not. Oh my God, dude. Forgot about that. Yes, absolutely. Although, Choina, I got to tell you, they did not list other side landowners as people who can attend that. But otherwise, yeah, in fact, dude, maybe I'll stream it. Totally forgot. Okay, because, like, I mean, look at this tweet. Voyager's code is Bored Apes, Mutants, Meebits, Grailed, Moonbirds. They did not list landowners. So I don't know if I can actually attend. I've got an oddity and an other side, or an other, whatever the fuck, the land. I've got no other Yuga assets, so I don't know if I can join. Yeah, sure did. Yeah. Yesterday we talked about that. I'll put it up here because that's a can't miss collection, man. That's a cannot miss collection. Yeah. So guys, yeah. You know what's funny with the Patrick Amadon? I put these side by side. I'm like, these are two things coming up that you cannot miss over on Bitcoin. So Patrick's collection, but also, yeah, this Parker Day collection. It is a collab with Casey Rodemore. This collection is a child inscription to the first ever ordinal. The first ever inscription number 0. Just like with runes, by the way, the first one's number 0. But these are fucking awesome. So yeah, this is like the grandparent, I think. This was a child of it. I hope I got this right. And then these are the child of this. Again, which is the child of this. Inscription number 0, inscribed by Casey, owned by Casey. This thing right here, I bet you worth... Actually, I don't even know. You guys give me your prediction. How much do you think this is worth? How many millions? And yes, we're talking in the millions. How many millions do you think inscription number 0 is worth? Oh, hell yeah. Dude, I'm just shocked if you have an other deed that you can't join. You can't join the other deed thing that's like the town hall is about that same game? It's about the other side and you can't go? I hope that was just like an oversight, as far as in their comms. Oh, shit. Okay, good to know. Thank you, Future. As you might know, but you are dealing with an idiot here. I hope it's clear at this point. Okay, yeah, I didn't know that, guys. Complete idiot move. Thank you. All right, so I'll definitely be there, guys. I'll probably stream it. Why not? Let's see if my system can handle it. It should be able to, but yeah, I mean, that'd be a lot of fun. So, okay, I'm going to stream it tonight. What time is it at, guys? Inscription 0. Abso-fucking-lutely, dude. Absolutely. Wait, hang on. 0.7? I hope you're saying 0.7 for this inscription. You're a monster if so. Good to see you, by the way, Scott. Yeah, I'm going that thing is worth right now 5 mil. In the long run, way more. Yeah, 5 mil. Okay, 6 p.m. Okay, 5 p.m. my time. Yeah, okay, definitely doing it. Definitely. Oh, dude, that's going to be almost right after the show with Henry and Joe, so I can't freaking wait for that. Absolutely. Yeah, I'll be there live. Peter, we are live. I hope you saw this morning's video, by the way, because I did a little feature on Couch Heroes. You're welcome. You're welcome, brother. Priceless, though. I think I'm with you, though, here. But yeah, Peter, good to see you. We are live. We're actually just about done. We're an hour and 15 in. I could keep going. Kind of running out of topics. Although we didn't cover Couch Heroes yet. Okay, and I mean everything I'm about to say here. Okay, I do. I mean what I'm going to say here. Couch Heroes. I don't know anything about these guys. I know very little about them other than the team. And I'm going to tell you here, this is a goated ass team here. I know this because I know Peter. I know this man intimately. Take that how you want. But I also know other people on this team who are involved in building out Couch Heroes. I'm a believer. Okay? What I think I know, the little they've told us, and it's just breaking actually as of yesterday today, but a social-fi game. Man, you're going to be hearing a lot about social-fi. But a social-fi game that rewards you for playing other games. So you'll have an avatar in this ecosystem. And that avatar evolves based on your, I'm guessing, some type of XP. What you do in other games affects your avatar on Couch Heroes, in Couch Heroes. I think it's super cool. I think it's clever, it's innovative, it's leaning into so many things that people in this space enjoy. So again, I am bullish on what they're doing. They've been teasing stuff on base. They've got a bot that's out here in the Xverse. There's something cool. Hey, who's the founder of the project, Peter? What's his name? I just again suck with names. Giannis? Like, what's his name? There he is. Yeah. Gian. This is Giannis's. This is his baby, right? Awesome dude, well respected. I think most people know who that is. And man, they've been building this at this point for I could probably say years. It's over a year. So I just want to make sure, even though we're not deep diving into it, I want it on your radar, guys. You should definitely be checking out Couch Heroes. There's definitely something there. And we'll get into it as more details come. Yeah. Yeah, that's it. Multiple founders, though. Okay. Good team. Goated team, honestly. Peter, the biggest goat of them all. I love it. I love it. I saw Brian Brinkman supporting, in the replies. They've got a lot of fans. Those people in particular have a lot of fans, and they have that for a good reason, because they are quality guys. So, Couch Heroes now on your radar. All right, with that said, guys, I do think we're done. I think we've done it. And so what I'm going to do is end with nothing crazy, nothing dramatic here, but you guys saw my intro today, which the picture, right? The picture with the song. Well, we're going to end with the animated version of it. I just got to tweak this a little, and I have Jenny actually at Crypto Slam who helped me with this, by the way. I got to say, I'm loving making content and doing stuff. I might run with this thing and edit it a little more, but we're going to end with a edited animated version of that because we're building in public here, right? All right, so with that said, guys, any final words, any last comments from you guys? Otherwise, you're going to have to hold it till tomorrow. All right, so then I'm just going to direct you one last time to the two things that are closest to my heart, actually three, because I am close to my heart too, so I'm going to shill myself here. But guys, regardless of where you're watching, or I'll say especially if you're watching here over on X, continue to watch on X. It's great. I actually think X is like the platform where video's going. But make sure you're subscribed here to SlamX Official over on YouTube. Okay, you're getting this same content there. You are going to get bonus content over here as well. And then, you guys know my other stuff, my Inside NFTs content. You can see it right there too. As part of the Slam Vision or SlamX family, right there as well. So there's something we're brewing here. You guys know we got an NFT coming in from Crypto Slam. You guys know we are definitely working on a thing. And of course, more details to come. So just know that we're cooking, and that is a small piece of the puzzle, and I can tell you it's going to be a lot of fun. Make sure you're following Crypto Slam over on X as well, guys. And then finally, follow your boy here, Huda_idiot. Got a lot more shows, a lot more content coming for you. But this daily show's my baby. I love it. So, can't wait to see you guys again tomorrow, 10 a.m. Eastern Time. Right here on Chain Reactor. Again, picture that with reverb. Just in your head, put the reverb there. You guys have a great day, too. Appreciate you guys coming out. Again, see you tomorrow.